listening to the Pool Envy Podcast. Code, compliance, craftsmanship. Hosted by Jason Davies. Let's dive in.
Hey, it's Jason with the Pool Envy Podcast. This episode's going to be a little shorter this week because I am recording it here in sunny, beautiful Florida on the beach. I did not want to skip a week though.
Let's dive in.
And yes, while I'm down here, I'm absolutely side-eyeing a few hotel pools to make sure nobody's out there swimming in something that belongs on a health department poster. And if it does, I'll throw some illustrations up later this week. I want to talk to you about something that's simple and that can make a big difference for homeowners and even for other pool contractors. A short, paid 15-minute consultation. It doesn't sound like much, but it can save you a lot of money, stress, and drama. Nothing in this episode is legal advice. I'm not an attorney. I'm not offering legal services. This is just practical guidance about pool projects from a licensed contractor's point of view. If you're in Florida, or in any market, frankly, with a lot of pool activity and a lot of scams, you already know the stories. Contractors take big deposits and they disappear. Jobs get half finished and then they stall. People think they hired a licensed professional and they get burned. A lot of homeowners don't know who to trust. They're not sure if what they're being told by their contractor is normal or a red flag. A 15-minute consultation with me gives you a chance to run this past somebody who is actually licensed and focuses on these details in the pool industry every day. Particularly in Florida this week, this means a certified pool contractor, CPC 1460695, not just a pool guy, but somebody who works with code, permits, and real-world pool problems on a daily basis. This is your chance to interview the expert instead of the expert just trying to pitch you. What can we really do in 15 minutes? A lot more than you think. Let's stay focused. You can read me the line of your contract that doesn't sit right with you. You can tell me what your contractor promised and what's actually happening in the backyard. You can ask if a quote, scope of work, or change order sounds reasonable from a pool construction standpoint, and show me a few photos or have me look in person and then ask, does this feel right for the stage of construction that we're in? Of course, I'm not redesigning your entire pool in 15 minutes, and I am definitely not doing a full investigation in that time frame. And let's be clear, I am not making legal decisions for you. I am giving you a quick, honest, experienced look at your situation so you're not guessing alone. Many times the difference between catching a problem early and in writing a very expensive check later is having help from the outside. Every so often, I do get Facebook comments from somebody who thinks everything in the world should be free. And for them, that might be the case. They all want answers, all the details, a full review of their project, and they don't want to pay a dime. And when you don't rebuild the entire project or job over Facebook Messenger, they melt down in the comments. Here's the line I draw. I put a lot of information out for free. Videos, podcasts, posts, they're all there for anyone. We also have an in-ground concrete pool Facebook group. But when we're starting to talk about your pool, your contract, your money, that's a different level. That's where the real risk and responsibility happens. You're not just paying for 15 minutes on the clock. You're paying for the years of experience, the code knowledge, the real-world cases I've seen go right, and the very, very wrong in the pool world stuff that's gone south, where I've helped people figure out where things have gone wrong and helped things refocused so that they can move forward. Let's be clear, because this is not legal advice. I'm not acting as your attorney. I'm not an attorney, and I am giving you technical and practical perspective as a licensed contractor only. Now, let's talk about when things go sideways, even with the licensed contractors. For example, investigators show up and need to go into a contractor's home, or that contractor was seen at the Super Bowl when he should be building your pool. This happens a lot more than you think. But if you jump on Google really quick, you'll see that this happens frequently and scarily often. So sometimes the contractor takes on too many jobs, and sometimes the money doesn't match the money going out of the business, and they run into some big problems. And people end up with torn up backyards, half-done pool shells, and no clear timeline because it wasn't set up initially in that contract. I've seen situations where money that should have gone toward a project also went somewhere else. We're not going to get any farther into that one. That's for another time. This is where a consultation can help you get your footing back. We can talk about what would normally be done by this point in the project, go over how to document what's been done and what hasn't from a construction standpoint, Look how to put things in writing so your contractor understands that you're paying attention and keeping records. Talk about what to think through before you write another check or agree to another change order. On top of just being a licensed consultant, I have served as a litigation consultant and I was an expert witness in a court in my neighborhood. One of the things that I do have some specialty with is talking to a variety of different people at different levels and helping get that communication reestablished. What this really means for you is that we see all these projects go south, and sometimes we can help them move forward to a successful completion. But again, I'm not your attorney, and I'm not giving legal advice or legal strategy in this podcast. I am not here to represent you. I simply share what I've learned on the technical and practical side so you can talk to someone with your own professionals, including your own lawyer, if you choose, in an informed way. Also, the important part of this is it's not just about catching bad guys. Sometimes projects go off the rails because people are in over their heads, not because they're cartoon villains. If you're a licensed pool contractor and you feel like a job is starting to get where it's running away from you, you can use my service as well. Maybe you're not sure if your design or equipment layout really lines up with code. Maybe a client is super upset, jumping on Facebook, asking a million questions and everyone's opinion, and you're not sure how to direct that back into positive progress. Maybe you inherited somebody else's mess and you don't want to become the next horror story. I'd rather help you out and help you adjust course early than watch another project blow up because they didn't ask for help. Again, even for contractors, this is not legal advice. It's technical, practical, and code-focused guidance from one licensed professional to another. But sometimes those who have walked in your shoes are a lot more capable of giving you advice than those who have not. And it's important to weigh all your situations carefully and in your particular scope. And since I'm recording this from Florida, if you happen to be listening to the episode this week, feel free to reach out. While I'm here, I have some limited availability for in-person, on-site consultations, in addition to just phone calls or online calls. Here's the bottom line. A short paid 15-minute consultation is an inexpensive way to interview a licensed expert. It's a quick way to sanity check quotes, contracts, and construction progress from a pool professional's viewpoint. It's a way to protect yourself from obvious scams and honest mistakes, and a way for licensed pros, a way to get a second set of eyes on a job before things get worse. If you want that kind of help, check the link in the show notes to book a 15-minute call with me. We'll keep it focused, we'll keep it practical, and you'll hang up with a clearer idea of what to look at and what questions to ask next. I'm Jason with the Pool Envy Podcast. Thanks so much for listening, and I'll see you on the next episode.
Thanks for listening to the Pool Envy Podcast, where licensed pool professionals speak up. Hosted by Jason Davies, licensed across Wisconsin, Florida, and Texas. For more insights, subscribe and join us next time.